I think they put it in the trash can, so.
We'll need some more time on those. I got a lead on a couple of things today. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Not those, but sorry if I'm squishing you.
What, chairs, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I won't look at them too intensely then.
Yeah. Those are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean cheaply made. I don't mean cheap price.
Yeah.
They're about the same price as ones we could get.
They're better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just need.
Yeah, because if you're gonna buy them, you might as well buy them for the long haul.
Yeah.
Right.
So. Well, I guess we can call this meeting to order now. Thank everybody for coming out on this cold, dark night. So.
Dark and stormy
I
night.
know.
You turn the camera on.
It's on.
I'll entertain. Have both of you looked over the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as stated.
I'll make a motion that we accept last month's minute as stated.
Do I have a second?
Second.
The motion been made and seconded. We accept the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good. First thing on the list, trash bids. So, Beth, I think you had a little input on this. You was telling me, so.
Yeah. So the bid specified for 3 years. The lowest responsive and responsible bid was trash cans, but the council has the option to do a 5-year contract should they choose to do so. They're not required to do so, but they certainly can if that's something that you guys think makes the most sense for the town. Looking at the proposed 5-year bid from trash cans.
Okay. I know what my opinion is that I think locking in for 5 years makes more sense, and we start out at a little bit lower rate on that. Sally, do you have any?
I think that's a good idea. I mean, they have the best price. Did you pick up on all that we're talking about here? Jeff is new, brand new.
This is for
I
the
just got
first time
sworn
here.
on Tuesday, so
At the
that's
last,
my excuse.
yeah, that's all right. We'll try to keep you updated.
Yeah, we had bids from trash cans, from Waste Management, and what was the third one?
On Point Waste.
On Point Waste. And Waste Management was considerably higher. Not considerably, but a little bit higher. And trash cans came in at the best bid.
And it
The
included
other one
the
wanted
recycling.
had a one rate, but they wanted additional for the
Town cleanup.
town cleanup. So trash cans, as Bethy said, really had the best bid overall. And we had the option to 3-year, 5-year. 5-year gives us locked prices. It does increase 5% each year, but we start out at a lower price than what it would be on the 3-year. So overall, I feel like that's a better way to go. That way we don't have to rebid this after 3 years. So
Do we have people that I'm going to assume we've kind of looked into it, use their service before? Because the only thing I think about when you go 3 year versus 5 years, what's their track record? Are we going to have any issues with them?
There are 2 county towns that use them now. I think one of them's Mulberry. I know Kirkland doesn't, do they?
No.
I'm trying to think of who
No,
else. Like
we
maybe
have,
Colfax.
We have
Do you know
Camden,
Colfax?
we have
Delphi.
Camden, Delphi,
Attica.
Mulberry, Attica.
and you've been around for how many years?
25 down
25
here.
years. So yeah.
I talked to Mulberry's clerk, Chris Smith, and she said they're pretty happy with them. So
Yeah.
other than that, I don't
Yeah.
know much.
So how much is it gonna be per month?
I've got it here.
Okay.
Per month,
Okay.
If we go with the 5-year plan with trash cans, it's $14.25 a month. That includes recycling, and there is a 5% increase per year. If we go with the 3-year contract, it's $14.50 per month. Again, recycling included, but with a 5% increase each year.
Can you read that 3-year plan again, please?
$14.50,
Got it.
5% increase.
Okay.
Each year?
For 3 years.
Yep.
But in the 5 years, 14.25.
Yeah.
With a 5% increase.
Yep.
But it also includes the spring cleaning we have every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the others were charging extra for that.
And the recycling and trash pickup would be on the same day, so it kind of all be right there at once.
One thing we were told last week by the rep that came in, Mike, I believe.
Yes.
Mike,
Yeah.
they only have the capacity to pick up half of the recycling, so we're gonna have to divide the town in half and say everyone on this half gets recycling done on such this Tuesday. Everyone on this half of the town will get recycling done on the following, and they do
And
that
I
with
think-
other towns,
And I
correct?
think we were gonna do that, but then I think because you guys are now trash on Tuesdays and recycle is Wednesday,
Wednesdays.
correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
So I think we were gonna, if that works better, we can just keep it the same.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
Fine with me.
Now,
instead of changing it?
originally you had a first and third.
Okay.
Now, are you willing to do it every other week like what we're doing now?
the
Yeah, on
recycling?
the Wednesday, the
Yes.
recycle.
Okay.
But
So instead of
we
doing the first and third Wednesday, you do
Yeah.
it
Every
just
other
every
week.
other week.
I have
Okay.
actually
Yeah, we have-
a schedule here
Okay.
Yeah.
for you, if you wanted to take a look at that.
But it is, but you won't do the dividing the town and
No,
Okay.
that's
Yeah, I was
just
gonna
strictly
say, that
on
might-
Wednesdays.
with
That would
Sarah.
be your recycling schedule.
Sarah
And
really
here's
has to go on that.
a flyer that we would
That's thick paper.
pass out to the residents.
Okay.
So that flyer there, that would be hung on and attached to our carts for when we deliver them.
Yes. Okay. That's what Mike said.
So the other people need to pick up our trash and our recycling, and then you guys provide us with different ones?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
The red lid would be for garbage, and then the yellow would be for recycling.
Okay.
And there'll be something on the cans that tells people that. so
Yeah,
so I know which
This
which-
flyer that we've just, that'll have everything on there.
Okay.
It's two-sided, so it'll explain some things.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Is there an option for a smaller container for recycle?
Yes, if need be. I don't know if you guys would have a list of residents that need a smaller can. I think it's a 48 gallon.
We've already started making calls.
Yeah, I said that's fine if they
If
can do it.
anybody
Yeah,
knows
but
of any,
you know,
yeah.
for me anyhow.
I don't want anyone to feel left out though that we're picking and choosing. We don't care.
Yeah.
It's just trying to get the word out. So we're gonna probably have to do a mailer,
Yeah.
which unfortunately is about $700 in
Jeez.
stamps. But I don't know how to not
Yeah.
leave people out,
hmm
of the knowledge of that.
Yeah.
And once we get, if it is going to be Tuesday, Thursday, I guess we can put that information on it too, and that'll be.
Can you put that on the water bill each month? Say, hey, when we change over the first year, there's an opportunity to get smaller recycling rather than do a whole different mailer. Of course, I may
That's what I
not
was thinking,
notice it,
yeah.
but $700 in postage.
Oh, people won't notice that, but I mean, some people might. A handful might. I mean, I'm not excited about mailing everyone
No,
something
I
out.
can't
I just don't want anyone to feel like,
I
You
mean,
know,
you,
if
you got to get the word out.
yeah.
I mean, if you don't,
I asked Sarah if she thought we could just do Facebook and put it on our website,
not everybody does that.
and not everybody has that. Yeah. So
But if they don't know the difference, I mean, there's nothing cheaper about it, right?
no,
It's just smaller.
it's just I don't want somebody going, why do they have such a small,
Maybe don't offer it.
some 90-year-old person pushing one out and going, why do they have a small one? Oh, I didn't get the memo, and I don't want somebody to feel left out. So I don't really know what to do about it, but you guys can talk about it and let me know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
How important is it? I mean, you said it would affect you.
Yeah, I mean, either way, but I prefer a smaller one. But it's
Does Sarah have a list of the people that have smaller ones now?
Yes.
We have some that have smaller ones
Yes.
now? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
No, that may be an option. Is just to
But that's the thing, just like you said, you didn't know about that.
I didn't know about it.
And it was already an option for waste management. So people,
but
not
I tried to
everyone
get
knows.
it. I couldn't get
Case
it.
in point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a big deal, but maybe the people
Yeah.
who already have smaller ones.
Yeah.
I don't have, some days I'm even putting out recycling.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not a big deal.
One of the things that's important to me is you're local.
Mhm.
Yes.
And that's kind of a big issue to me. I think that's great. So,
Backyard. Here, lickety split.
Yeah, you're not national or anything. Where are you located at, and what's the home?
Lafayette.
Yeah,
Lafayette, okay.
South side of town.
Okay, so I guess we probably need to vote on this.
I'll make
Yes.
a motion that the town approves for trash cans to be our next refuse dealer for the next 5 years.
Okay,
Second.
okay, got a motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
There you go,
Ta-da.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah.
Now, you guys have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
That's right.
Well, I guess we had a couple questions.
Oh, sure.
If that's okay.
Sure.
December, what was it? The 14th?
Yeah, so the week of December 14th, I don't know if Mike had talked to anybody about that, but we plan on having the totes dropped off here
Oh,
at
it's
the
a
municipal lot.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing that we'd be able to do?
Yeah, I think Chad,
How long are they gonna be there?
So what they've given us is a time frame of the 14th, December 14th that week. And then it'd really just be a matter of us.
A couple weeks, really, because I think
Yeah.
they were talking about delivering them the 29th through the 31st.
Mhm.
And you want them inside, correct? Or does it?
If possible.
Okay. I won't guarantee I can get 600 of them
Yeah,
inside.
right.
But I can get, leave an area for you guys to
Right.
assemble them.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
I was gonna say, yeah, if possible, if we can come there, starting that week, and we can start building them inside, if possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know if we can get
Yeah,
all
no,
600 in there,
yeah.
but yeah, we'll definitely get.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
you know how to get a hold of Chad, so you can kind of arrange
Yeah,
that,
I'm gonna
okay?
exchange contact. Yeah.
Okay,
And then
Okay.
there was
Hey,
a
Chad.
couple other things. Is there going to be a way that we can figure out if somebody got missed by waste management that last week? That they didn't get picked up, or their stuff. You know what I mean? That they're.
They'll probably call town hall.
yeah,
and they'll-
they'll let us know.
Yeah.
and
And then you
there-
want us to let you know?
Yes.
Yeah, we will.
and then what was it? Boundary, right? There was
Yeah, if you guys have like a map of the
Like-
boundary line of where we can, because I know that there's like Mulberry and Camden, there's a couple people outside of the town. That, okay, they're the town, and then that next person
Yeah.
is not
Oh,
in
yeah.
the city
Yeah.
limits or town limits. So if we can just get a map of that, if you guys have it.
Okay, because the Otten Road out here, one side is, one side isn't.
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
in that instance, yeah. But we just
Crazy.
need that. Yeah, right.
And then did you have a contract, or did you want us to draw up a contract and submit it to the town attorney? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you draw up one?
Yeah.
Because I know that's what Waste Management did.
absolutely,
That's what
sure.
Clean
Yeah.
Kind Disposal
Give me
did.
that.
yeah, do it for the 5-year term, so.
Do you guys have my contact information? I can get it.
Do
Mike
not.
does,
He
I'm
does.
sure, but I
Yeah,
She's got a
just to
card.
play it safe.
yeah.
I actually restocked my business cards relatively recently. There should be two there.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And then what else was there?
List of the 48 gallon, the smaller totes, obviously, so that there's a list of that. Boundary line, I think that's pretty much
Contract,
it.
really, and then
The rest is just, us
And I
keeping in
just
touch.
sent you a text.
okay,
with more information.
okay,
So,
perfect,
I think that's
Yeah.
really it on our end.
wonderful. We're
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
We're excited.
We are too.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
I've never been more excited about trash cans.
So I have a question about it,
Sure.
though, if I may.
We're doing questions at the end, Terry. Okay.
At 9:00.
So,
9:00.
so when I worked at Flour Mill, I was approached by a waste management person who was getting ready to do our trash here in town and said, could I please tell all my neighbors to where to put the garbage cans? And I'm like, oh, that should be a waste management job. So nobody told us alleyway or front yard.
okay,
Is that
so
the way?
this-
I mean, how do we know what's
That's a really good question. And then we're gonna be using the side loads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a side load truck.
Okay. So placement is gonna be important. Are we picking, up in on the streets? Is that where we're picking them up, or?
Or is it a mixture between the two? Is
Streets
there
and alleys.
There is
a mix?
Kind of mix.
So then, placement is gonna be
Mhm.
important because we
Right.
have side load trucks. So the arm comes off the passenger side of the truck and actually lifts the tote.
You gotta go down both sides of one street, each street.
Yeah, would have to, yeah.
Yeah, you turn it out. That's what Waste Management does.
Mhm, yeah.
Well,
So-
waste manager.
There's
so
our
you're front there, the
Oh, they have the front load.
Yeah.
They have the
Okay.
front load
Yep.
with the tipper on the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
So theirs,
Yes.
theirs operates a little bit because it's behind the cab, correct?
Yeah, ours are behind the cab. Makes it easier to get into areas
Just
that
to,
those
yeah,
front loads
just to
can't.
kind of keep them away from mailboxes and cars as much as possible because those hydraulic arms get a little crazy sometimes.
But
I
probably,
know
there
that-
goes the mailbox. There goes the tote.
I know that there were complaints about when Waste Management took it over, they did not want to have to drag their cans all the way to the street side, trudging through the snow, where it was easier doing it in the alleyway.
We made sure they were do alley pickup before we talked to them.
Okay.
I mean, you said
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
You'll
no
do
problem.
alley
Yeah, we
pickup,
can
yeah.
do either or.
But
Yeah.
probably something really good to put on the mailer when you're
Right,
kind of
exactly.
sending out information. Hey, here's how pickup is gonna look from here going forward.
what I'm struggling to see what's different about it. What would be different about how we set them out there for waste management now?
It may just be a reminder. Like in Frankfurt, I got a reminder saying that it needs to be 3 foot from anything.
Right.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I wasn't sure.
Is 3
how
foot from
waste-
anything you're
What's
good
that?
for you guys?
3 foot from
3
yeah,
feet?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if it's on the street. I don't know if they had street parking, but yeah, that's usually a biggie too.
Okay.
So keep it away from any fixed object. 3
Yeah.
feet will be good.
Okay.
So
Okay,
Everyone should be used to that in town.
very good.
Yeah.
Thank you much. Wish you have any more questions? Why, you know,
I think we're good.
I think
On
we're
our end, right?
good. Yeah.
Well, when she
Okay.
says you don't have to stay for the whole meeting.
Pretty rude to get out there in the middle of it. Yeah.
okay.
You want to go
Okay,
now?
all right.
I'm trying to help you now.
You better
You're
go
gonna go
now.
now.
Situated over
When you
there.
guys get that contract drafted up, if you just want to send it over, just email is perfectly fine. I'll take a look over it and then we can get it signed and taken care of.
I'll send you the same thing. Perfect.
Yeah, any questions, just don't
Just
hesitate to
send
call
some
our office.
information.
You
Perfect.
can always
I will.
reach us, it's not a automated.
Thank you
voice
guys.
call.
Yep,
Okay,
take care.
thank you.
Gosh,
Yeah,
that's
appreciate
nice.
Thank you.
Okie doke. Next thing on the agenda here, we got Bill and Sylvia Dorsham.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm going to try to make it short. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It started about the summer of the early summer of 2024. I need my other glasses. I can't really see. I wrote it down. I'm rather nervous because, well, you just don't do this every day.
Pretty big stage here.
Yeah,
Lots
it's
of
no
them.
big deal. We're all relaxed. Don't be nervous.
We're all cool. Don't worry.
Okay.
Issue is our septic system.
Yes, our septic system, and we woke up. It rained really a lot in that day, and we woke up with our a flooded basement. And we thought the first line of action, we got it pumped. We cleaned out our tank, okay. And then a month later, it happened again. We got in touch with Chip Daniels.
Douglas.
I'm sorry, Douglas, and he repaired a couple of broken tiles, and he also did a clean out for us. Okay, so we buried it back up. We thought everything was good, and then the spring of 2025, this past spring, it flooded again. So we went to the Board of Health, talked to Nash Light, and we asked him if there's more tile. Are we allowed to fix our tile? He said yes. So we dug it up, and we had Chip come out again. And the first time he put out 100-foot snake, right?
Snake for 100 feet.
Yeah, and no obstructions. Okay. So this time he says it has to be out towards Dave Hodgson's
Towards the creek.
towards creek, the property. So Chip said that he wanted to bring in a Mike Lester, and it took him until the first week of September to come out to see if there was any way that it could be fixed without
Tied into the town
in the
in the front on the 26 here.
there's a tie-in. And so he said that because of the hill
And the
and
gas,
the gas
line.
line we could not tie in towards the front. So we call, and so we got in touch with Shad. They got in touch with Shad, told him to ask Shad how far the
Pipe went out.
pipe went out towards the west. And it was only like 3 feet or so. Well, after that, Chip told us that this might would be a long time because he was very busy. So he gave us Ethan Ladd's number. So Ethan came out. He said, "You have roots in your tile. I can fix it. It's towards the creek. I can fix it. Be done in a week." Well, he called Mike Hyatt. Mark Hyatt. I'm sorry, Mark Hyatt, and he refused. He said no. And then, so my sister Irma Goris got in touch with Kent McElrath, and Kent also said he refused because he said it was against the law, because we would have to tie in, and because ours goes out towards the creek, but everybody to the west of us goes out towards that way. And so then that's when I got in touch with Bethany, I'm sorry. I'm getting all these names wrong. And she told me, you asked me if I could get a second opinion of getting, well, both Chip Douglas and Ethan Ladd said my property was too small to put in a new system. So now I spoke to Shad, and we had a Jake Marty. Did I say his name right?
You got it? Yeah.
He came out this morning to see if there would be a possibility to put a pump station and have a 2-inch pipe bore to the tie-in the front of the property. So we have 3 options: to fix the tile, which is the cheapest thing, but they refused for us to go onto their property to fix our tile. And then the second option is to tie into the city, but Dave refused for us to go through his property to tie in the back, towards the back. And then the third option is a pump station that is going to be very expensive to do that. So we're in our ditch, as we said, it's accumulating sewer water, and when we walk out our back door, you can smell it. So it's been going on since 2024. We kind of need a resolution. We need help. We need to figure out what's the most benefit and costly, the cost, and also a permanent solution that we do not have to address this ever again. And then, of course, we have several neighbors to the west of us that maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but they will eventually have the same issue that we're having.
And Ethan said they might be tied into the same pipe.
Yeah.
That we are on.
Going towards the back.
But we have the lowest, we're the only one with a basement.
So we have the lowest, so it comes up.
And if she does 2 loads of laundry back to back,
I cannot take a shower if I'm going to do laundry.
Oh, wow.
So we have to decide, do we want to poo, take a shower, or do laundry?
I go with poo every time.
Yeah. So we visit our parents quite often now because we got to go take a shower. I like to do it daily.
And I take my laundry to my mom.
Yeah. So, and it's been going on for over a year. So we need help. We need to figure out something.
So to add a little more context, another reason I asked her to come here initially was because I had not talked to Dave Hodson. Full transparency, my daughter is about to marry her son, so I did not want it to appear that I was trying to do anything. I wanted to talk to you guys first. However, I met with Jake Marty this morning, and then Ethan Ladd. We wanted to make sure that a gravity sewer would work. So we did take some laser shots. Dave Hodson pulled up next to us while we were doing that today. So I have heard in no uncertain terms from Mr. Hodson that he will not allow anybody to cross his property with a sewer line. I asked why. His answer was because I said no.
Very neighborly.
He also said he was aware of their tile issue and that they wouldn't be granted permission to access their tile from the septic. Now, I'm not expert on the septic rules, but when you have an older septic system, typically the health department won't allow you to fix an outlet tile. If it breaks, you have to put in a new finger system style septic. So we talked about the pump station. So there is a law. So I looked it up today. I don't know if you've looked it up. So I think you already have a copy in your packet. And it's often referred to as the 300-foot rule. I need to keep going. She's got two there. If you want me to read it all, I will. Basically, it says that the town has the authority to force a hookup. We have done this before. It's been a long time because a new house was going in on Otten Road that was close to our sewer. The health department would not permit them to put in a new septic or put in a septic for that home since they were so close to our sewer.
So in other words, no matter what Dave says, we can do it anyhow.
Well, this is where the legal issue comes in. So we have no easement to get across his property. She has no easement to get across his property. So while this law, and I'm sure she'll have to review it, says that we can tell her she's got 90 days to hook up. And we don't, well, if I'm reading this correctly, it doesn't say anything about having to cross somebody's property. If they're within 300 feet, we can say, you will hook up, which I don't think anybody in here has the appetite to do that at this moment. But I did want to at least have the IC code for everybody to look at. For people watching, it's IC 36-9-23-30.
Okay.
So
That's just leaving it on with them. You got to hook up.
you got to hook up. You
Okay.
have 90 days to hook up.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. That may be this statute may be an option because it would get the courts involved. I don't know. What her and I've talked about was the town getting involved. So for one connection, I mean, we could be legal fees. We could be into this 20 grand to get 100 foot of water or sewer main for one customer. If we did that for everybody, we'd be broke. So if we did that very many times, we'd be broke because we'll never get that back in bills or usage fees. So it's a slippery slope to say we're going to get involved and we're going to run that line across his property, because then you have other people that are going to want that done. And where does it stop? You know, if we're talking about 20 lots, that would be a little different, but especially if you had a willing property owner that was going to allow us to go across there. Now, I think there's probably a legal solution. It's just a matter of how long it would take. But the only good thing about that was I did have Ethan Ladd and his worker standing next to me when Dave Hodson was talking to me. So they were able to witness the same things I witnessed. I was intending to wait to talk to him until I basically gotten you guys to tell me to go talk to him to avoid any appearance of favoritism. But as it worked out, I know for sure now.
His attitude.
According to him, nobody's going across this property. The reason the pump station is an idea, and I don't really wish the pump station idea for her. The pump station obviously has a pump, and that's more maintenance. The pump station with boring the line in the front, if you stay in the state right of way, there's an easement there to be in the state right of way. Our manhole is in the state right of way. So if we bore along that hill a pump station line, there's not much that can be said. But like I said, if
Could that pump station service the other people they said might be having this issue in the future?
well, not really, because she'd be designing it for just her house. So
It
So,
would be a cost.
it'd just be a single. So he threw out a number. Jake Marty had done a septic. He said the last septic I did was 18,000. I could easily see the pump station being 18,000.
Oh my.
So
I'm sure all of you have that easy to take care of your
I'll just write a check to help you out.
Yeah.
meanwhile, I think the analogy I gave her was if your options were to put in, if you could spend 18 grand to fix your septic, or you could spend 18 grand on a pump station, or you could spend 18 grand just throwing it out there as an option to basically reimburse the town's legal fees and construction costs to fight with him, and that was 18,000. If all three of those are the same, then I would fight him and run a gravity line, and then that way, basically what would happen was by her paying us similar to a developer that's doing a housing addition, we would take the line over that was ran across. The only line she would be responsible for would be from the inn to her house, and then that line would be there for people to hook on to in the future. I really, most of the people west of her have enough property to fix their septic. So it's unlikely we'd see much more business from the people onto the west. So there's, I think that covers most of what we talked about for context.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's why she's here tonight, because there needs to be a solution. So the health department, I did talk to Nash. I didn't get I can call him again. I didn't get a whole lot out of him. He alluded to a backup plan for her septic, but never told me what it was. Which is not really my forte. I'm I'm not trying to get too far out of my wheelhouse.
And also Dave's sister is the director there
At the Board of Health.
at the Board of Health.
Dave Hodson?
Yes.
Conflict of interest there.
But I can call Nash again and see if there's any other pressure that can be applied, because I think this is a health and safety issue. I mean, they are not in our corporate limits, but ironically, for context, Mr. Hodson is also tied to our sewer. He has his own well, but he is tied to our sewer. He made it very clear to me that if it was up to him, he would not be hooked to our sewer today. But he is hooked to our sewer currently. So the same line that she needs to hook into. So that's, I think that covers all the context. So
Yeah, so this one is tricky and sticky from every angle.
And stinky.
Yes. Yes. So enacting of the code section, you don't have to. The way it's the may require means yes, you could enforce it. You could step up and say, "Yep, absolutely, we're gonna enforce this." You don't have to. Obviously it's a health and safety issue. The problem is not having an easement, and I think that the town is going to run into the same issue that Sylvia as an individual is going to run into, which is not having the easement. Yeah, there's probably ways that you can dance around it a little bit, but again, what are the costs associated with dancing around not having the easement? I will be transparent. I don't have any idea if there is such thing as an easement by necessity or a prescriptive easement for sewage, but I know the easements come in all shapes and forms. So the most common is an easement where it's a written, documented piece of the property's history, basically, that is recorded, and it spells out exactly what the access is for, what the history of it kind of is, who granted it, parameters in terms of sizing, etc., limits of use, all of those things. That's the most common one. There is what's called an easement by necessity that is most commonly utilized when you've kind of got like a landlocked property. And if you've got a landlocked property, then there's always an easement by necessity because you have to be able to access it somehow. Who sectioned it off to the point where it was landlocked? Because that does happen from time to time, and then that most of the time creates an easement by necessity. Generally speaking, there's going to be an easement that was granted with that property when it was made landlocked. So that's non-issue. The third type of easement is a prescriptive easement, which I think is kind of maybe what the situation is that we're dealing with. So yes, we've got a landowner that is saying, I'm not going to allow anyone access to fix this. Maybe there's an argument that you could fight that, but again, if we kind of circle back around to the health department issue, which is that the health department won't allow you to fix an older septic tank like this, then that's sort of as a null and void point with the gentleman whose property this septic system currently is lying on. As far as the neighbor who we would need to come across his property to access, I don't know transparently what that's going to look like or how that's going to play out. That is a huge question mark, and I don't know where that's going to go. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know that you can sue and force someone to grant you an easement. I don't know that the courts will award something like that in a hostile manner. Knowing our judges here in town, they are in Clinton County, they really prefer peaceful resolutions. And I don't know how gung-ho they're going to be, whether that's stemming from Sylvia as an individual or the town. I really don't know. I understand it's obviously it's a huge problem. There is no access route from the front of her property in any way, shape, or form.
Well, the pump station would get around it. It's just
The cost.
the cost.
So there is no way to, because of the gas line, there's no way to extend the town's line down to meet the front of her house.
There is a way, but that manhole's 12 foot deep in the side of a hill on State Road 26. The cost of that would be far more than $18,000.
Really?
For shoring shoring the ditch bank on State Road 26.
Plus the gas line's about halfway up.
The
I've had it marked, I think 3 times now.
So yeah, the digging it by that means is not feasible.
Yeah.
There has been the Lister she mentioned looked into that, and it was just not feasible. That's when we actually jetted the stub to make sure how far out it went, make sure it didn't go out 50 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
It went out 3 foot. That stopped.
Gotcha.
So it's just it's the terrain. If you saw the terrain down there, there's from the state road to the bottom of her yard is probably almost 20 feet.
Oh, wow.
So it's down there across from the car wash. And you're looking down at a hole. So, it's to dig in the side of that hill on State Road 26 is not feasible. Now, the sewer line continues south. And like I said, where we would like to tie in is on the south side. It would take about 100 feet of pipe to get across there. As a matter of fact, the manhole we want to hook into already has a stub out of it going that direction. So into Dave's property. So it's just
Okay, are you screwing up Dave's property or just the driveway?
it would go if we did it the way we want to. We are crossing. We're coming out the back of their property. I don't know if you can see it on that map or not. It'd be hard to see on this map, but it's this. Let's see here. There's their house. This is Dave's house. We want to come across the back side, preferably. Come out the back. Their tiles over here. Come out the back. Go across to this manhole that's right here. The manhole that's out front in the side of the hill is up here, right there between these two properties.
So that's too deep.
Yeah, we can bore a force main across there, as the directional drilling guy looked at it today. But to try to bore a gravity sewer across there, it's not impossible, but it would be you would have to get a better a specialized directional driller to do that.
Because here's also where I'm shaking out, and Sylvia, this is nothing personal at all, but I am fearful where my interests have to lie. My interests have to lie first and foremost to the town of Rossville. I can't advise Sylvia on how to handle this matter in any way that would be adverse to your interest. Right now, I don't know that the town has any interest because I don't know that we have developed or formulated an opinion. This might be a situation where a solution is best reached if the town cooperates with Sylvia and maybe potentially an attorney that she would hire other than me or someone in my firm, just so we separate out that conflict of interest component of it. That's something I've got to watch and be really careful of for my own professional ethics, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know this situation. Right now, obviously, this is a cordial situation between Sylvia and the town. I don't anticipate it's not going to be, but I don't know. And I can't look into a crystal ball and ask for waiver of interest from either side, frankly. Because I don't know. I also don't know how money changes things with a situation like this. Most of the time, if my first line of defense would probably be to approach the neighbor and throw him out a number. Yes, I know right now he says no, under no circumstances will anybody ever put, sewer running across my property. Sometimes you toss out a number and it changes things. I'm not saying that's what would happen here, but it could. Because there is no good solution in this scenario, I don't think, unfortunately.
What would the cost be to go across Hudson's line?
I'd say we're looking at about $8,000 to get across there, and construction costs. I'd say that's probably a fairly, because we put the only unknown I have in talking to Ethan Ladd was, in theory, what I would do is put a manhole right behind her property that would be on Dave's property, and that way she would be responsible from the line from her house to that manhole. When it was done, we would be responsible from that manhole back to ours. But like I said, the unknown I told her is the amount to going to her point. Okay, maybe 8,000 is doable, but what if it costs another 10 to go through the legal process? So now you're back to putting a pump station in.
Of course, Dave could say, okay, give me $3,000 and you can do it.
He could. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
But
We've lived there 13 years, and
He hates us.
might have said
He
10,
hates us.
10 words to me in 13 years. And we'll be out there shoveling the drive because we have a shared driveway. I'll be out shoveling. He'll be out shoveling. Not a word.
Wow.
Is so Dave is not in town limits, right?
neither one.
No one's out there in town limits.
We service Dave. We service the service 3 homes in that area that are all outside of town limits.
You said about a manhole. If one was placed, it would actually end up on both properties.
On it would probably end up in just thinking out loud. It would probably end up on Dave's property, and then like the line would be going east and west, and then her line would come north south into that manhole. And then that manhole would allow a connection for further west if needed in the future. So because there's 5 or 6 more houses to the west that theoretically could tie in at some point. So,
Do you think the neighbors would want to tie in right now?
The neighbor to the west of us is a family of 4, right?
Well, it has 4 children right now.
Yeah, and the family west of him is just a guy in his. I really don't think they're financially capable. And then another neighbor, he's an elderly gentleman, and then there's another neighbor behind him. The one behind him I don't know anything about, but I really don't think that they have the financial means to tie in. But going further, if they were in my same situation, it would be cheaper for them to tie in than to have to put a pump station or a septic or a new system in their property. In all reality, I'm not here to step on anybody's toes. If we can figure out something that I have to look for me in my pocketbook and know what I'm capable, realistic to do. So if we can find a solution that I don't have to go through his yard, or if I can save $5,000 and not have to do something. I want to do what's best for me, but yet I don't want to step on toes either. If he doesn't want me to go, I don't want to go through his yard. That would be the last solution for me. But do I want to pay 8,000 or do I want to pay 20,000?
Right.
What would you do?
Right. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. My fear is I don't know. I don't know what we'd be up against to get, you know, something routed from the town's perspective across his yard. I don't know that that's been done before. And if it has, I don't know that it's been done very frequently, and I don't know that there's a great playbook or outline for us to work off of. That's a terrible answer and a horrible situation and a bad solution, I know.
Have you talked to any of your other neighbors down to the west? And do they have backup problems or anything?
I know, we haven't
I
even
haven't, I
addressed
haven't
it.
seen.
It might be a good
My
thing to
neighbor
find
in a
out
while.
if they're having issues too. They may be siding with you.
Well, and then my thought process with that is if we have multiple people that are going and asking for an easement to connect to city sewer, that might look different to a court. A judge might look differently on that. I don't know. Like I said, I really have no idea what the judges would do with the scenario.
Talk to them.
I guess in my thinking too is that, well, it's two things, right? One is timing issue. You don't want this dragging out for years.
I mean,
It's already been over a year.
Right.
Yeah, it's already been.
But at the core of it, it's a health issue.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe that's another tack, another approach is approach it from that angle and say, look, this almost comes to the point is if it happens again, is our house even habitable based on what's happening?
I mean, they already got Nash involved
Yeah.
to some extent, so he's the guy. He's the guy that would
Is that healthy?
deem that, right?
Yeah. And see where it goes from there.
Would it help to have the town send a letter to the health department saying that we think this is a health and safety issue that needs to be addressed?
Technically, yes. Are we opening a can of worms and putting them on a timeline that we have no reasonable way that we can attain a solution within? Potentially. It all boils down to how will the health department enforce it. You know, ultimately, I think Nash is already aware of the situation. I think he's sympathetic. I don't think he's trying to put you at a point where he's going to deem your home inhabitable while you are genuinely and actively trying to come up with a solution. But could we be opening a can of worms? Yes.
Yeah.
Is a letter of support something that we completely rule out? No, not at some point. I think we've got to come up with and identify what route we're going to pursue first.
I guess an editorial comment on this IC code that really annoys me the more I read it is, it says a municipality may exercise the powers granted by this subsection only if there is an available sanitary sewer within 300 feet of the property line of the affected property and is given notice by certified mail to the property owner at the address of the property at least 90 days before the date specified connection in the notice. It doesn't tell the homeowner how they're supposed to do it, though.
No.
And I guess I don't.
Let me research this a little bit more and workshop it with Alicia a little bit, frankly.
I didn't know if there was any case law with this particular law or not. So,
There might be. I'll have to look.
Is there any type of grandfather clause at our existing line?
For your existing septic?
Yeah.
That's
Because
Shouldn't we be able to, isn't there a law that we should be able to fix,
repair it.
repair it or something? Because it's been there, we owned the tile. So wouldn't there be some law, like not eminent domain, but because we're owners of that tile, shouldn't we be able to go in there and
that's where it falls back to the easements that I was telling you about. So there's different types of easements. If there's no documented and recorded easement for the tile that you currently have, I don't know exactly what the ownership parameters allow you to do. And so it could be a prescriptive easement. I'm really not sure. Yeah.
Well, the other problem, as I said before, is talking to the health department and talking to Chip Douglas. A septic that's a grandfathered septic that has a tank and one finger, which is your tile.
Yeah.
If you have damage on your outlet tile, contractors are not allowed to fix it in most cases because you don't have fingers, you have a tile.
A tile.
And
Yeah.
that's not, so like I said, if most of the time, if you have damage to the outlet tile, that's when they require you to put a finger system in.
Nah.
So that would
But
be
we
that would
don't
be a
have-
question for Nash. I would highly suggest calling Nash again
Yeah.
tomorrow.
But if they require that you put the fingers in, then wouldn't that allow them to do that?
Well, they don't have enough room to put
Oh.
a system in. So now, like I said, Nash, and maybe it's time to ask Nash about his backup plan that he alluded to with me, but he didn't tell me specifically what it was. Maybe it's time to look into that too. So, and
I mean-
and nail him down on what it is, because he was vague with me, but why would he be specific with me?
Right.
So maybe
Do
if
we need to visit him again?
I would if you need me to come down there when he meets with you, that's fine. But I would highly suggest getting a hold of him again, regardless of what happens here. So
Because if that pump station cost $8,000 or $10,000, we could do it. With $20,000, if we can find a better solution, I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that means you've got to go and get a loan.
Obviously, the best solution would be if you could fix what you have, rather than going through the expense of
Yeah.
trying to do that. I
Which Ethan Ladd said that we had tree roots in our tile, and he said that it would cost about $5,000. He'd be done in a week, but because of the way the law is, and the other homeowner property are refusing us to go and get it fixed, now we're looking at more expense. So
I'll let you find what Plan B is, and see if that works. And I mean, I know you're in a bad situation.
yes, very much so.
Yeah. And I know anyone who's sitting here would hate to be in that same situation.
There's just some unknowns there still. It sounds like Nash
Yeah.
would be a good place to start.
Yeah.
So after we talk to Nash and we don't get what we want to hear, or then what? Do I come back and talk to you all, or
I would suggest so. I mean, that's
okay?
it's not something you can give up on.
Okay.
You need to find a
No.
solution one way.
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah.
And you'll have a proposal from Jake Marty at that point too. He said he'd have that by the end of the week.
Okay.
So you'll have harder numbers on what a pump station would cost.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah. No kidding. Tara, I'm going to jump just a second here so I can go to the Okra grant thing. I know you're wanting to hit the road here so I can get
Okay.
back home. So
Yes.
I don't think yours is going to take a whole lot of time.
No, I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. So, good evening, everybody. Mike Kleinpeter Consulting Group. We are the grant administrators assisting the town in applying for an Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs Okra grant. The grant would be to look at water, wastewater, and stormwater issues within town limits. Okra's got what's called a minimum technical requirement sheet. I've handed these out at council before, but I'll hand them out again.
Thank you.
This plan, Okra has $90,000 available for this plan. The town would provide $12,000 of matching funds contingent upon getting a grant. So if we get a grant, we contribute $12,000. The state will give us $90,000. If we don't get funded, the town pays nothing. My fees are contingent upon getting a grant. So if I don't get you a grant, you don't pay me anything. This plan will, if you look at page 2, it'll look at our existing facilities for water, sewer, and stormwater. It'll give us just an update of what kind of condition they're in. It'll look at what are the needs over the next 5 to 10 years of our facilities. So I'm looking on page 2, section D as in dog 2. We'll look at the history, the collection, the treatment, the storage and disposal, financial status of the existing facilities, and what is the vision over the next 5 to 10 years. OCR require in section E there on bottom of page 2 that we look for the need for what is a water, sewer, and stormwater highest priority need for the town that they need to be thinking about over the next 5 years. Could be water storage. I think right now we have about a day and a half water storage. According to the industry standards, you should have 3 days of water storage. So, is that something we need to do? And do we need to start planning for that today to do that in 5 years? Those will be things that the engineer will look at. You'll see on page 3 regarding water, we'll look at the supply, the treatment, the storage, the pump stations, the distribution layout, any of those things that are applicable. For wastewater, we'll look at treatment and storage. For stormwater, we'll look at the collection, treatment, storage of stormwater. At the end of this plan, you're going to get 3 cost estimates, 3 recommended alternatives from an engineer. We did go through a request for qualification process, meaning we asked any engineer in the state if they were interested to submit their packets. We had 5 or 6 packets, eight packets submitted. We narrowed it down to 4. We interviewed 4 firms. The council did. We had a resident on that committee. I think you were on that committee as well, Chad. And we ended up selecting Strand as who was the firm that was selected. So they will be the engineers that are selected if this planning grant is awarded. This grant is due on this Friday. We'll find out if we're awarded mid-December, and the plan would actually start kind of early February would be the time of when we would actually sign contracts if we're awarded. OCR does want to hear from residents on if they've had any water, sewer, or stormwater issues. So feel free to email me those. I've got some cards I'll leave up here. A couple other last requirements I'm required to say. Just making sure I hit everything. There was a resident survey that was put in the newsletter, I think, that went out to everybody. We also have a Survey Monkey with a resident survey that residents can jump on and take. With that, everybody signed the sign-in sheet, which is good. So I think the only other thing we need to do is open it for public comment. And I'd say this section is kind of important because OCR's looking to see, has the town themselves had any issues with water, sewer, or stormwater? Doesn't have to be a big discussion. I know you've sent me a lot of stuff. So with that, I think we can open it for public comment.
Okay. Anybody have a comment? By the way, have we gotten anything back on people putting comments in?
We got some support letters from the school. I'm waiting on one from Milner Healthcare. The Rossville Water people gave one for all the boil advisories that we've had. I reached out to Teresa's but haven't heard back because they were affected by a lot of the boil advisories.
So it's literally just an email. So if any residents have had any issues, they could email town hall, just a paragraph. I'm a resident at this address. These are the issues I've experienced. I'm in favor of the town putting together a plan. The other thing about putting a plan together is it helps us plan for those expenses we're going to have rather than not planning and then all of a sudden having to take a big rate impact to afford it. So that's another thing that'll benefit from this is it gives us some idea of what needs fixed in the next 3 to 5 years to start planning for that.
We definitely know that the 2 main lines need to be, because that was 1938. They're kind of crumbling. I know each winter, which we're coming up on, we're going to probably have some breaks.
Yeah.
If I say that, maybe we won't.
Right?
They'll make me a liar.
Yeah.
And so we've traditionally had breaks in the winter.
Yes. Yeah, we've had two in the middle of summer this year, which is not normal. So that were rotten cast iron. I mean, it was not what I call a ground movement break. It was rotten pipe.
Sure. And does your team fix those, or do you have to hire that out?
Combination. We make the repair, but the asphalt side we typically hire out.
And how long? And I'm asking because these minutes get put in the grant. How many people does it take to do a repair usually? 2, 3, 5?
The ones we've been having, 5, 6.
Okay. And you're out there, how many hours you think? Just on average, I know it varies.
I'd say
A day.
6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Per
And then-
leak. Per leak.
And then you got to hire an asphalt company to come in and
Yeah.
patch whatever.
Yeah, well, for instance, the one that we just had in May was the asphalt patch. It destroyed the road underneath, and the asphalt patch by itself was just close to $10,000 just for the asphalt patch. So, just because it just destroyed so much of the road underneath.
So
Any other public comment?
nobody has any comments. Why? Okay.
That's all I got.
Anything else?
So with that, we have a resolution tonight. That's going to be the next agenda item, I think. So I'll hold on that until you're ready for that.
Okay. So what we need to do there, just,
Close the public hearing.
okay. So need a motion that we
You
close
wanna
the public.
finish the rest of our public hearing?
Well, we want to get him out of here,
No.
so we got to kind of do
This
this.
is just the Okra.
This is just the Okra part.
Yeah. I make a motion, we close the public meeting.
It's been motion made to close the public hearing and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion, we reopen for what?
For the regular business.
Yeah, regular business.
Then the next agenda item is a resolution. I don't know if you guys read this all word for word, but basically the resolution is committing to 2 things. One, the town council president is authorized to prepare and submit an application for grant funding to address a master utility planning grant and to execute and administer a resultant grant, including requisite general administration and project management contracts and agreements pursuant to regulations of the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. So 1, it's authorizing us to submit as a town. And number 2, it's authorizing the town of Rossville, Indiana, hereby commits the requisite local funds in the amount of $12,000 in the form of CEDAT funds as matching funds for said program. Such commitment is to be contingent upon receipt of planning grant funding from the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. So we're authorizing the matching funds of $12,000 if we get awarded the grant. If we don't, then we don't pay anything.
I make a motion that we authorize the commitment to $12,000 to receive $90,000 from the Oprah grant for Mike Kleinpeter to write us a grant. That's sufficient.
I was wondering how you're going to do that.
Yeah. Just throw out words.
Or second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's passed.
So, Brooke, I'll need your signature here, and the page behind it says that we have $12,000 in the CEDAT fund available.
Okay. Chad Dewey?
Yep.
I printed you off the fund report.
Yep.
All right.
You're good to go.
I can go look, but you're a faster resource.
Because you know everything.
I did just print him off the fund report, but I didn't look and see what we had in CEDAT.
What'd you say?
So I'm gonna take his word for it.
Yeah.
What do we have in CEDAT?
Do
you remember?
Well, cash balance appropriated. We have an appropriated balance right now. We've appropriated $120,000 for this year to spend because we had built a large cash balance in that fund.
Yeah.
We have $100,000 left.
Oh, cool. So we're gonna go. Is this what Stan's supposed to sign?
That will come here. Actually, just give that to me. I'll, when I get to my stuff, I'll have them do that.
Perfect.
That's the last thing.
Okay. So now we've got the fair housing ordinance. And
So the town had a fair housing ordinance, but it was 7-8 years old, and so Okra's requiring an updated one. And so most of this language is the same. There's a couple minor changes to it, but in order to be eligible for federal grants, you have to have an updated fair housing ordinance.
What does that involve?
I am not an attorney here.
Is it just something the attorney puts together?
This fair housing ordinance,
it's already here.
it's the exact same one you guys had on the books.
Oh, okay. It's
The
already
only
done.
it's an updated version of
Okay.
that. I think in full disclosure, there's a section back here, and I'm looking for it. Is this section 9 is really what's changed for most people, and it says equal accessing to housing and HUD specific programs. So I'm not sure if we have any HUD specific housing programs here in the town, but it says pursuant to 24 CFR Part 5.4.03 and 24 CFR Part 574.3, the definition of family is revised to include families regardless of the actual or perceived sexual orientation, gender identity, or marital status of its members. So that is the required addition you have to have.
Sounds to me like it's probably just that the Code of Federal Regulations was updated. They changed the definition there, so now all of the ordinances have to mirror that. That's probably.
And you had a motion to accept that? Is that what you want?
So you gotta.
Yep, you gotta go through the full ordinance adoption process. So, let me jump back over to my notes. So I can walk you through it. So, we're going to make a motion to suspend the rules and read by title only.
I make a motion that we suspend the rules and read by title only.
Yep. Then you just read the ordinance title.
All in favor?
No, we got to read the ordinance title.
Yep. So someone's got to read the ordinance title.
Oh, the Town of Rossville Fair Housing Ordinance.
Perfect. Now we're gonna make a motion to suspend the rules and approve on first and second reading.
Do we need a second for my motion and all that stuff?
For that one, it has to be unanimous.
Motion
Okay, they didn't vote.
Yeah, we
They
did.
didn't vote on the first one.
Oh,
I just made a
sorry,
motion.
sorry.
Okay.
Yep,
Made
yep.
a motion. It's, yeah.
Make second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
I.
Aye.
I'm jumping the gun. Okay, now you can read by title only.
Oh,
Okay.
To read by title only.
Gotcha.
And this,
Just the
what
same
says
thing
the
you
Town
just
of Rossville Fair Housing Ordinance?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
now what do you want?
Now make a motion to suspend the rules and adopt on first and second reading.
I make a motion that we suspend the rules and adopt on first and second reading.
Is there a second?
Okay.
Motions have been made on the floor. It's been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Is that what it says?
Yep.
Next.
Okay. Now you can actually read the title once more.
Okay.
Read
This
it.
is the second reading.
Yep,
Okay,
this is the
that's
second reading.
The Town of Rossville Fair Housing Ordinance. The ordinance number is 2025-4.
Perfect. Now you can actually
Okay.
vote on whether or not to adopt the
Now
ordinance.
entertain a motion to adopt the Fair Housing Ordinance.
I make a motion we adopt the fair housing ordinance.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Motion passed.
And I have signed there and okay. Yeah, I've already signed that one, so Brooke needs to sign that.
You just need an attest. You need somebody to attest. It can be Brooke or
Okay.
anybody.
Okay.
So that will replace the old one. I'm guessing you've probably got language in there that it's citing to the previous versions of it that this is the new version. It's just going to supersede. Yeah.
Who's getting that, Mike?
That's all I have for today. Just a reminder, if anybody could just send an email. It's super quick. My business cards are up here. Send an email to Town Hall or me with any water, sewer, stormwater issues. If you've experienced something, if you've just seen residential flooding, that stuff's important and makes a difference. Stan and I met with Jerry White. I think you were here as well. And Brooke, I think you were over there as well. But they wanted to hear from residents on what issues they experience, and they said that would definitely strengthen our application. So please just take a minute, send a couple sentences,
My neighbor manages the Teresa, so I'll give him a call and
Yeah.
say, hey, Cinda.
just a couple sentences. It don't have to be a lot.
Okay.
Anything else?
Question for
Sure.
you. Would you say that was ordinance number 4?
I didn't give it a number.
You didn't give it a number? Okay.
2025-4 is what's written on here.
I think we already used that.
I think we've used 4.
Okay.
Double check on that for me, Brooke. I think that one is going to be 5 because
Okay.
I think 4 was the salary ordinance from last meeting, which we are going to adopt a new one to supersede tonight, which will make that one 6 because I think that one's 5.
Okay.
So double check my numbers for me because I think you should have all that. And then will you send a copy of that?
Tonight you'll have a copy.
Oh,
Can I get you a card so I can
Yes,
give
yes.
you?
I'm gonna run through all my cards.
I know,
This is
right?
so exciting.
Pass them all.
I like never hand out.
There's a
business
reason why you
cards.
made that.
Apparently, yeah.
Okay, anything else?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, you can.
I'm leaving
You
and
can
I will
go
get
home
stuff
now.
to you guys tonight.
Well,
Thank you so much, Kim.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Terry, I'll go back to you now.
Then we got to open the meeting again. We got to do
Oh.
something like that or not?
No.
No.
So
We're
we're
we're back on.
Okay.
We're back
I just want
on
to make sure before we got
Public-
started, I start
yeah, we're
writing
back on-
Terry in.
public meeting, not hearing.
Okay.
Meeting, okay, we're
The
there.
door's not closed. Might get a
That's
little
fine.
chilly in a minute. Thank you.
Do we continue to stay here too?
You can leave if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you this, you could have left right after you talked.
We
You got
don't-
all
we
that
don't
for
wanna bore
free.
you to
After
death.
I heard you say
You
no
learned
lead,
something.
I said, wait a minute.
Thank you.
Hey, good luck, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you for
Rough.
hearing this.
Hopefully it works out.
Thank you.
Okay, Terry, you're up now.
Thank you. I am a little concerned because we live on West North Street, and down the street at 100 West North, there appears to be possibly the owners of this home running a business. They've got 18-wheelers parked on their property. They have all these trailers that are parked on this property, and it's very unsightly. And
Yeah, the trailer's been there for what, 6 months at
there's
least
a
or
lot more
more?
trailers now.
Oh, we just went by there. There's what? A big van,
There's a lot more
Is
now.
there?
a smaller trailer, the trailer across
It's
the
a
house.
parking lot,
Street.
basically.
I think on the other side there was a boat over there. There's a
And we're
semi-trailer.
He looked.
Have to drive by.
There's at least
But
one.
Brooke, have you looked up an
Yeah.
ordinance on that?
No, but I looked at the property after I talked to them.
They name.
So I don't believe.
Sarah and I have looked up ordinances. We can't find anything about trailers on
No.
properties.
My guess is the town doesn't have anything. It
Yeah.
falls to BZA, and then
If it was trash or
We have an
stuff like
ordinance
that.
for the trailers being on the road for 24 hours. That's it.
Trailers being on the road, you
Yeah.
said? Oh.
Um,
We don't have an
So-
ordinance for.
I have talked to them. Well, I've talked to the neighbor, and the neighbor said they had moved those in to renovate the home, and they were supposed to be moving them out. But yeah, I see that they keep bringing more stuff in.
Yeah. I've never seen anything go out.
I know.
Huh.
Yeah, nothing legally can do
Yeah.
about it.
I think your route right now may be more so suited with the county, and BZA may not do anything with it being in town limits. Transparently.
Can we adopt some kind of ordinance that would address this?
You could.
What, since it's already there, would that take care of that, or would that be a grandfather thing?
That's a good question. I would imagine they're entitled to some sort of notice period. What's that notice period? I don't know. It may just be the normal notice that it would be, for adopting an ordinance, period, plain and simple. I transparently don't know off the top of my head. We'd have to look into that. And then also, how do you make it that it's not just targeting one specific issue? What's the underlying issue that we're trying to address across the town?
It would have to be a broad spectrum
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
or it would
yeah.
cover, for future and what have you.
But then what are the long-term ramifications of that is things that you guys will need to consider. What's it look like? Are we then prohibiting someone? What we don't want, I feel like, is someone to be in a situation where, they pull the camper out to wash it out of the garage and it's on the grass for a week, and then all of a sudden they're getting, an ordinance violation fine or something like that because, they got rained out or something like that. I mean, come up with something silly.
Yeah, I mean, you could put 30, 60, 90 days, something like that, even 120. I mean, if you do a
Yeah.
home renovation,
Yeah.
normally those are done within 90 to 120 days maximum.
Mine
Normally.
I don't know. I've worked on mine for 18 years. So
Well, if you have a reputable contractor.
You say my
Well,
husband's not a
doesn't it
reputable
lower our
contractor?
property values having it?
Good question.
a fire hazard?
That's kind of going back to the county issue. What's the county assessor going to do with that? I don't know, honestly.
So it could have possibly be a zoning issue.
That's where I'm thinking probably at this point, at least to me at this point, with the town of Rossville not having an ordinance that addresses it, it
Yeah.
falls to a board of zoning appeals issue. And I know that they tend to be a little less likely to enforce things within town limits because they sort of take the approach that the town will adopt ordinances for the things that they don't want. So yeah, we could adopt an ordinance again. I don't know exactly what the notification period and might be for something like this, but then you're running the risk of I don't think we want to get into a situation where we're adopting ordinances to just remedy one situation. If that gets a little bit tricky, and I don't want to open the town up to any liability for, hey, you were targeting me by adopting this ordinance.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it could be a broad spectrum thing. I mean, it's, just period of time. You could have something like that there.
Yeah.
Not really a target.
Right.
I'm sure there's plenty of ways around that.
Yeah.
I mean,
How much time did you give them to have the semi there? The trailer?
You talking to me?
Whoever.
Oh,
they just pulled it up there.
They came up and asked if they could park it on the road, and we said no. He said, "Okay, I'll park it in my yard," and he walked out. So we didn't give him any time. We just
I think it's one of those
then
situations where
Sarah got up and started looking at ordinances, and we're like, "Well, we don't really have an ordinance against it." I think we said something to Ed, and since then he's
Is there a tag
added.
on that trailer?
He's probably added
I can't look at it.
4 or 5 more.
I can.
4 or 5 more trailers.
I got binoculars long enough. I can look at it from down the road.
The first one was like a semi-container.
Yeah.
Now it's different enclosed trailers and other trailers.
It's like car trailers or
Yeah.
that you pull behind a truck.
Yeah.
I can't go on their property.
But the
and look at
semi's still there.
Yeah.
It's cartilage.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
If it was facing the road and I could see it from the road is one thing, but they've got it backed in and they've got something backed up to it, I can't. I'm not legally allowed to go onto the property and look.
Or is it just even amending the existing ordinance that might possibly be on the books right now? I know there's an ordinance regarding, if you got standing weeds that looks like a jungle,
That's another story.
metal cars or something rotting in your yard, that's one thing, but could we amend that in some way?
I personally think that one's not an amended ordinance. I think that's a new ordinance, just based on what's currently on the books.
So that's something you're going to have to write. Brooke's going to have to write. I mean,
I can write it if you guys give me parameters of what you want. So my recommendation would be that we table it for now. We discuss it. We make it an active discussion for the next, month or so, and come up with something that we think might be meet our goals, but also is broad and genuinely benefits the town long term, not just addressing a single issue. And then we go from there.
I'm sure some town has got some ordinance that
Yeah, I'll
pertains to that.
I'll do some research. on
Okay.
that.
Have we also addressed talking with the homeowners about hey, this has been a topic of conversation? Maybe that's actually the best place to start. Is hey, this has been a topic of conversation at the town council. Would you agree to just move these? Let maybe start there, rather than rack up legal fees for the town, and potentially I always want to be just a little bit cautious of immediately jumping right to adopting some sort of an ordinance.
I'll do that.
Is that reasonable?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it.
But I think it would be nice to have an ordinance that
Yeah.
would address it, because we get one taken care of, it couldn't happen again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And so then what's that look like? Is it that, any vehicle over, a certain number of axles, we don't want to be sitting on the grass for more than X number of days or time.
And storage containers, so we can put one of those in there for,
Yeah. And then just making sure that we distinguish too.
That's a semi-trailer.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not
yeah,
storage container.
yeah, you want to go broad spectrum though, that covers, more than just one thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I think it's a good topic for us to work towards adopting. Yeah, something that is universal, meets the goals of the town,
Okay.
broadly applied, etc.
So Brooke, if you can find something somewhere somehow, we can work on that then. Okay. All right. Thank you, Terry, for bringing that up. And that's a good topic. That's for sure. So.
Well, it kind of builds on what we had talked about a little bit before about, hey, maybe we just need to revisit a few of the ordinances in general.
Mhm.
Just give them a zhuzh and make them actually apply to the town's goals.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the same house that had the cinder block raised gardens that we talked about. I think you were here then. I can't remember.
I know I've at least been told that cinder block raised gardens, but I don't.
Yeah, this is the same residence.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we visited doing something then, and we end up not. So
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe we should have.
Okay, Ed, you're next on the hit parade here. I say welcome back from Germany. Glad to see you made it back.
Farfignugan.
Yeah.
One time.
Where's the Vino Schnitzel?
I got a bunch of it if you want some.
I thought snacks were supposed to be provided by Ed for this meeting.
I told my wife why she had to buy so much because it's just I don't want to keep eating it. It was a good trip, but anyway, we had 20 calls for service. Flock, things were moving in the right direction for Flock until Sean called me yesterday and someone took out one of our Flock cameras,
How'd they do that?
ran off the road, and
Is that the one
just so
out
happened to smoke that pole.
Which one?
One out
North?
north on 39.
I noticed it was gone.
It seems that the solar panel is okay. The camera seems to be okay. I put a call into Flock today to see who's responsible. I also asked them if they could do live feed so we could see who hit it
Yeah.
because they just took off.
Wouldn't that be ironic if we couldn't tell who hit the Flock camera?
I know.
Well, it's not live feed.
The whole purpose for
No,
yeah.
they hit it before. Yeah, they were going southbound and the camera faces south, so if they hit it,
Oh, crafty.
So, obviously the Tahoe's in the shop. It'll be probably a few weeks before we get that back.
For those who don't know, Ed and Deer had a get together. Ed called me Saturday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So
I said, "Hey, things happen.
yeah, it did way more damage than what I thought. So it's
It always does."
You said a few weeks it'll be out.
I'm sure. Yeah. I left the estimate and stuff there on your desk, Brooke, so you could send it to the insurance company along with the police report.
Okay.
Do you do your own police report in that scenario?
No, Frankfurt City come took care of it and gave me the good breathalyzer and
Did we give the Deer a breathalyzer?
Yeah. Deer was smoked. More ways than one.
I did get an estimate for the Tahoe, for the new one.
Oh.
I didn't know if you guys wanted to. I talking to Chad if we wanted to purchase it now and get it taken care of now, and then move over can't get it in until after January anyway. And then with what we get out of the Durango, we could use that to upfit the Tahoe. So
Do we know what we're going to get for the Tahoe or the
No.
Durango?
no, I don't have. I can't even give you a guess on that. I would hope we'd get 10 to 15 out of it.
I'm going to get more than that.
I would hope. But I mean, if we sell it as a police vehicle, we would have to obviously put it on the auction site for that because I just don't think we'll get enough for a trade-in on it. So.
What year is it?
20.
20 miles.
50.
Typically, we actually do.
I mean,
50,000.
But they have to go to the auction site to bid on.
Oh.
Yeah. Wouldn't hurt to ask.
Well,
What dealer?
It's in Fort Wayne.
Oh.
Kelly's in Fort
Okay.
Wayne.
Okay.
And there is a company in Chicago that just buys them outright, police vehicles. Then they turn around and sell them.
Okay.
So
And you say you do have a price on a.
yes, 53 is what the cost is for the new one.
Okay.
So it's up to you guys what you want to do. If you want to wait till next year.
You're saying buy it in 2025 and then fit it in 2026
Yes.
January? Is that the proper termination?
Upfit.
Upfit it? That's what I thought you said. Upfit?
Upfit.
Upfit.
Okay.
How long it'll be till we can get it? Is it something we have to order? Or is it
No,
on-
they have it in stock. That's why they have a few of them. That's why I was mentioning it. They're available now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got any money to buy
I
it
knew
with?
you were going to ask that. Let me get mine.
No, Ed's actually got the.
Oh,
You got
Oh,
it?
you got it? Okay.
It's Jet.
Oh, good. He's ready.
So I was telling him that the 20,000, his police LOIT or local option income tax fund, the appropriation for 20,000 for this year's equipment has not been touched. The only question I had for you was there any flock payments that was coming out yet this year? No. Okay. All right. And then we budgeted for next year. You budgeted another 30 for next year.
So how much we got this year?
So you'd have 20 in police LOIT, and then you still have 100,000 left in seed it.
You said in 26 we budgeted 30,000.
We budgeted an additional 30, which would theoretically cover the upfit.
Okay.
And you still have Riverboat. So yeah, CETA has 100 left in it. Now I didn't talk to Aaron Fife, but I talked to a couple of guys on the fire department. Said the fire truck's not coming this year.
It's coming in the January.
My thought was maybe since we've committed to do this next year anyway, that maybe you could spend some of these appropriations this year to go ahead and get the Tahoe, and then that would leave the appropriations we put in 2026 open for the fire truck, and then the chassis that I'm still looking for the hook lift truck. So
You say seed it has over 100,000.
the appropriation has 100,000 in it right now.
Okay.
You
Did that-
can.
I'm sorry, Bethany. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That 53, that was just, it could be 53 something. So I would go 55 just to make sure we get it covered. Not saying that it is that, but it's 53 something.
Okay.
You
We're not paying sales tax or anything. So.
Right. But I'd have to look at all the different ones. There was like a 51 something and then the 53 something. But the 53 gave you the options the same as our other Tahoe.
Okay. So I'll actually probably 54, 55 anywhere. Yeah.
You can
That'd be
also
nice.
appropriate money out of this year if you have an invoice, even though it's going to actually be paid next year. You can still pull stuff from this budget to go towards that, even if it's paid in 26. If you have an invoice for it, at least.
Well, that'll probably be paid this year though, since it's in stock.
But yeah,
So we already have that.
if you're
So anything we pay for next year would be the upfitting. Okay. Yeah.
I mean that makes sense.
Okay. Okay.
Now the seat was only covering just a little bit of the fire truck. Most of the fire truck was coming out of Keene Cap development for this year and next year. So now if they have an invoice, there is an encumbrance that you may need because you have 39,000 left in cumulative capital development. So if they can get an invoice for the fire truck, so we can carry what's left of 2025s into 2026. Because I think you guys owed 75 roughly for the fire truck. Somewhere in that range.
Okay.
So being able to carry that appropriation into 2026 would be helpful. So since they're not going to get the fire truck till
Which I think we've already got something from the fire department what we owe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
It
already
just
got
needs to
that.
be in the form of an invoice.
It's not an invoice right now.
Yeah,
It's just the breakdown of all the townships and then the town of Rossville.
to encumber, you have to have an invoice, not an estimate.
But
Okay.
we need the invoice this year.
So you're saying I need to
Yes.
get an
We
invoice
need to
from
get an invoice. Yeah,
yes,
from
Okay.
Aaron.
Okay.
Okay.
Pat had reminded me about that. I've experienced that several times where I had estimates. You have to have an invoice.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion that we devote $20K from whatever we have, wherever it's at.
PS Lowit.
Yeah, that for a new police vehicle.
And how about the rest of it?
And then the remaining.
And then the remaining will be paid from next year's budget.
No.
CDIT.
Oh, from
2025
CD?
CDIT.
Yeah.
2025.
Okay, yeah. From, okay, your turn, go ahead.
The balance can see it. Yeah.
So, PS Lowit, 2025's PS Lowit, and also the 26s
2025.
PS Lowit,
No,
the
CDIT.
20,000.
See it.
Oh,
And then the upfit will be dealt with in 2026.
okay.
They won't get to that till
Yeah.
2026.
2025 allocations come from CDIT and PS Lowit.
Okay, that's what I have.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And how we do
just
this
to purchase
because I
the
got two people that put in one and a half.
It doesn't matter.
He's just second it. Okay, all in favor?
Uh,
That's all I have.
Yeah.
Got it.
And you didn't get the Tesla.
Yeah. Well, I tried, but they just wouldn't sell it to me.
Yeah, I bet.
Sally wouldn't.
Okay.
is that me?
Anything else? Did you want to talk about? You had mentioned something about wellness.
No, we're good.
You're good. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you have nothing else? Okay.
Yep.
Chad.
One thing on Ed, just kind of a compliment, since he probably won't do it. He has done pretty well with his like he had police car maintenance, police equipment, and police clothing. That still, I know he's got some things that he's looking at, but he's done another great job this year of not touching that unless he really needed it. So he's got quite a bit left.
We should hire him full time.
Excellent idea.
I think we did. Yeah.
Sally, can I get a
But anyway, yeah, just a little.
She can't wait till the
compliment
first
there,
year so he can retire and start working.
Yeah. Good job, Ed.
Thanks, Chad.
So yeah, the water department finances. I've got the. I didn't make copies. I had Brooke get them for me last week on the cash balance. I can get if you want to. I know you wanted to meet with me at some point, so I can get you some of these reports to decipher. So we're still not doing great, but we did rebound a little bit in October. We basically halted all unnecessary maintenance operations to basically just be reactive right now. So and hopefully we're not reacting too much. We had we'll have some costs for the wellhead protection plan update that I'm getting Peerless to help us with, and I need to remind them again. I need to get that finished. So we had some issues last week. If you guys saw some water running down 26 with Mulberry Telecommunications, their contractor hit a water line that did not exist on any of our maps. So it turns out it existed on a handwritten, unlabeled map. Once we figured out where it was and talked to Eric Downing, and we were able to figure out where it was. We got it fixed. So I got a Mack truck coming tomorrow because it looks like they nicked a line at Milner's, coming from Milner's on the lift station force main. And of course they can only just tell me it was between here and here, and that's 200 feet. So it's not, the pump station's still working, still pumping out full flow. It's just, they were starting to get a little bit of water in their drill hole. When they buried it, it never came back up, but obviously I want to get that fixed. So, water, unless you have any questions.
Who did you say Nick that? Was that detail?
It would be the contractor for Mulberry Telecommunications. I would note that neither one of them was their fault. Like I said, the water line they hit, we didn't know existed, so it wasn't marked. So,
Maybe a good one for the okra.
yeah, well, it's and in that one document, you'll see it's mentioned. We would like a GIS system that incorporates all this into a computer where we can
Track it.
add it, track GPS data. We've already done a lot of work on GPS stuff. Some of this is plastic lines that have no tracer wire, so you can't locate it with locating equipment. So you're just like the force main at Milner's. Even if we had it flagged out, they still would have hit it because I'm eyeballing 1,000 feet from a manhole where it dumps out back to the lift station. Where I would have marked it, they still would have hit it. So they did change their route from where they originally had the fiber optic going there, but like I said, it wouldn't have mattered. They were very apologetic, but even if I had it flagged off just where I thought it was, they still would have hit it.
Who knew?
Yeah. So, but yeah, good mapping is a big deal nowadays. You want to make sure, especially like as things happen, succession planning, so on and so forth. You want to make sure you got good maps. So. Since I was at the lightning strike, I think we should be getting a check. Oh no, I skipped over the finances. So we did right now for the year. We are in the red for about 30,000 on the wastewater. A lot of that was last month paying the sewer cleaning bills. We had a great year on sewer cleaning and televising. We did everything that we didn't get done in 2024. Everything we had goals for 2025, and we even got some of it done for 2026. While they were here, we did have one failure on our camera, which we're still getting fixed. The lightning strike at the wastewater plant is pretty much solved, other than some very frustrating software issues on the new computer. We should be getting if Brooke hasn't already got a check, we
got it.
Get
I just
$4,800.
Yeah.
So we got reimbursed $5,800 minus 1,000 for the deductible. So
we got it yesterday. I just need to know where you want it receipted in.
The wastewater operating.
Thank you.
Or sewage operating. So that's that. We got the NPDS, the wastewater plant permit from IDM. We got that renewal. So what was the street department? Christmas decorations hopefully will be next week. Is there anything? I have a feeler out on the stop signs for Maud Drive. Is there anything that had to be advertised about that for that to go into effect?
So we will officially have to, because we just had the county grant us an easement. I don't think there should be anything advertised. I need to double check on adding a stop sign, but we will have to. We will adopt the easement tonight.
Okay.
We will adopt the stop sign ordinance next month because we need to have the easement recorded first. But we are getting
Okay. All right. Good.
Going on the ground to freeze.
Well, the
before
stop
we
signs.
Yeah, exactly.
The stop signs. I called my guy today. Hopefully they should be here by the time they need to go up. So. Colgan still owes us a couple pallets of road salt that we'd already paid for, and I'll probably be paying for an additional 2 pallets of road salt soon. So that brings us to this, which is I've got a change order and a closeout document for the paving we did this year that BF&S got me when I was on vacation. So I don't know. I don't think. Do you think you need a motion to adopt that change order? Or? It was basically a negative change order. Now that you can go ahead.
I don't think it's gonna hurt anything, just so that we have it in case we need it, rather than need it and not have it. As far as a motion.
That's fine. So the motion would be to adopt a change order for CCMG 2024-2 paving project, and the amount.
I'm sorry, if you'll remember, I wasn't.
If I say this right, you can just say so moved.
Okay.
So, let's see here. So a negative change order in the amount of $48,219.11, which means we came in $48,000 under budget. So that would be the motion.
I make that motion. You can second it.
Second.
Motion made and seconded on the change order. And all in favor?
Aye.
Is your name cramping yet?
I think
Yes, I'm on
spaces
page
might as
3.
well.
This is ridiculous. And I'm missing the Rossville girls basketball game. It's fine.
you go. Everybody will just,
Yeah, there's a room for everybody to sign that one,
Okay.
so you might as well while we're here. And then the other one I had Stan sign is just this closeout form that has the calculations. So we will have to write a check back to NDOT for $36,000, $164. Most 75% of that 36,000 is money they already gave us. So we're just giving their money back, and then, the 36,164 is all the money that they gave us. The stuff that we would have matched at 25% still in our bank account. So now I don't really like to see that number. I would have rather us been able to max out the project, but sometimes that project went so fast that by the time we did add a couple things but we thought we were a lot tighter on budget than that. So, but yeah, typically I don't want to be over, because if you're over, you have to pay 100%. So we definitely want to be under, but that was a little higher under than we really wanted to be, actually. So, yeah, that'll close that out. I put something in here about if you guys have ideas. I was just spitballing some numbers on the appropriations from this year, and then what you guys budgeted for paving next year. There is a potential for maybe a $600,000 project, which would be almost double what you did this year. So I've got to do an asset management plan for NDOT here in the next week, so we'll qualify for next year's community crossings.
what streets are you thinking about?
I don't really have. That's why I was going to ask for some input. I have some thoughts in my head, but don't really have anything.
Riding golf carts really shows you what are the rough ones.
Yeah.
And I know Crestview.
Yep.
The road by the cemetery does the horseshoe out there.
Maud Drive. Yeah.
Maud Drive.
Yep.
And probably I'm thinking we talked about South Street. I know you really weren't.
South Street is just
because
a
of the
complicated
dip
one.
there.
Yeah, South Street's just I'm not saying it doesn't need attention. It's just how far, because once again, this grant will cover, if you do it, it covers 25%. If you want to do sidewalks and curbs and you want to redo the road, or you want to widen the road, so South Street is an interesting situation, east and west.
But I think definitely Crestview and Mont Drive. Other than that, why South Street would be a
So a lot of it just gets into like areas where you think you might want to do sidewalks and curbs and things like that. That adds a lot of cost. If you're just doing what we call mill and fill, we're just taking 2 inches of asphalt off, putting 2 inches of asphalt back on. $600,000 is going to go a long way. So then you get into ones off the top of my head, Welcome Lane, Orchard Drive, and then like I said, another interesting one for me is East Ramey. That one needs some work on sidewalks and things like that. West Ramey, kind of the same way. West Ramey's in pretty good shape right now. So anyway, just food for thought. By February, I'd say we need to, because the problem with these is now they have to be designed somewhat by the time we apply for the grant in July. So we'll have to, a project that size, we'll have to get BFS involved again, and that we'll have to be looking at deciding by February, March. So,
okay.
You want that? I don't have to sign that, right? It looks like there's just a Reith Riley signature vacant.
Where's the other 2 pages?
Maybe that way.
I don't know if I need it.
I don't have it.
I may just need the signature page. I'll find it.
Yeah, I think she's only passed around the signature page.
I've got it. I took it from you already.
No problem.
Let's see, I took that. So get to my little faux pas. So I had a minor fender bender at the shop with the blue pickup. It's a $2,100 estimate. I talked to our insurance company already. They didn't need a police report for it. After Ed's incident, mine happened before Ed's. For $2,100 and we have a $1,000 deductible, I would probably just say, my opinion is just fix it and not claim it on our insurance and risk and then have a
Having
bunch
two
more claims,
incidents
and
in this,
then
yeah.
Yeah.
have risk our insurance rates going up. Our MVH repair line item has enough money to cover that. But if you want me to claim it, I can. He said all I need to do is give me the information.
Yeah, probably, again, because if the insurance goes up, it's gonna cost you more than that.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking. If it'd been more like what happened with him, which I didn't really have an excuse. It was my own fault. Whereas his obviously was enough that justifies claiming it on insurance. So yeah, and we have Sean asked me if I watched because the cameras at the Agrico would show exactly what happened, and I know I haven't watched them. I don't really want to watch it. I feel bad enough as it is. So.
Can we watch them next meeting?
Yeah.
Sean could get it off.
Give it this way, so it's
Yeah.
I was very frustrated with myself. So the hook lift truck chassis, I've been scouring a lot of marketplace ads and scams and everything else. This is one negative of that deal falling through with that other truck is now I can't find another hook lift. I can find chassis that we can make into a hook lift. So I do have a couple that I may be sending you guys an email. One of them, like when I go to the water conference, if it's still for sale, which I think it might be in a few weeks, I would like to stop and look at it. It's on my way south, so I would like to stop and look at it. The problem, what I'm seeing is, we made a deal on that other truck, which was going to need a little work at $30,000. It was already a hook lift. I mean, the chassis, I would like to stop and look at. He wants $36 just for the chassis, and then you're going to have another $30 on top of that for the hoist. Now we could probably get maybe 15 out of our truck as it sits, so that's a little. But that's why I'm so frustrated about losing that deal on that other truck, even with the blown engine. I would have almost rather rebuilt the engine than have to find another truck, after all that time. So anyway, just a little context. So I covered that I'll be at AWWA conferences in December, so I'll be going the first week of December for that. I'm not, with everything else going on with this Okra grant and everything, I'm not prepared to really try to schedule that CDL thing until January, which would put me into March when I could actually go do it. So I'll have you guys a contract that Bethany can look over for the repayment if I was to leave or something like that. So
You're not leaving. We forbid it.
Just I don't want to open up a can of worms. The meeting's already gone too long, but is there any pressure or anything we need to do about the Ross Township ground? Is there any movement on that?
So that one has to start with Ross Township because
Okay.
they have to have a resolution
We
to
told them
donate
that
the ground.
already.
Yes, we
Okay.
did tell them that.
Okay.
We need them to get us a resolution
Okay.
so that we can adopt a basically mirroring resolution that yes, we accept the ground. One thing we talked about, I think it was maybe last meeting, was that the town of Rossville probably should consider doing a title search on the property just to cover all bases. I did talk to Phil Triplett, the partner that I work with, and he said he could do it. It probably costs about $500. If you guys wanted us to handle that, we can have Phil take care of that. And
Better safe than sorry.
I think so. I think so on that ground, just so that you make sure you know sort of what the boundaries are and everything.
We'll do that after we get the
After the
resolution.
resolutions. Okay. Sounds good.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll reach out and see if I can find out on any movement on that. So I have had a few conversations with Phil Kirkhoff. He's definitely working on his due diligence. He's had some meetings with Liz Stitzel. So
Liz actually reached out to me and I talked to both of these guys about it. Basically, we kind of were talking about, okay, what are the routes that we should go about, annexing that development. I think kind of was decided on the standard of we'll probably end up doing like waivers and agreements for voluntary annexation at some point down the road, but go ahead and give ourselves that opportunity to charge the higher utility rates for a period of time. I need to get back in touch with Liz. That's actually 100% on me because you guys got back with me and I haven't gotten back. I just have not had time to call Liz back.
Does Phil have any timeline when he's wanting to get started you didn't know of? Okay.
no, I think he did have some questions for me, which I'll admit him and I had we had a brief discussion about the brush and the compost pile, which I felt like I had been very clear that I needed I wanted some direction on that from him. Well, now, of course, well, it'd be nice if that wasn't there. I said, well, I asked about this about a year ago, so if we could plant a vegetation barrier, because I don't, I'm assuming you guys are, I'm certainly open to moving it if we need to move it, but where is that going to be? So I said, if there's any way that we could border it with vegetation, with fencing. One thing we have learned from widening that road is that if it's going to stay there, most likely they will not be able to load north to south. We're going to have to move some of the stone storage that we have in bunks now, and they're going to have to load east to west. Otherwise, what's going to happen is they're just going to end up, one guy's going to dump in the middle of the pile instead of the back of the pile, and then the next guy's going to dump in front of that, and then we've already seen it where they would have it out in the road, the new road that would go through there. So we need to flip it to where they have to basically pull in through a hole in the fence somewhere, with a sign saying pull in here, and then back up east to west, because we have a lot of ground east to west. So if we had a bad storm or something, that would give it a lot of room to keep dumping.
And one thing on our road, we talked about that earlier. We should probably look at that extension that we were talking about last year. We decided not to do it.
Yeah, we did extend. We've spent. That was one thing I.
Yeah, as far as actually doing,
Yeah, because we widen the road. So when you get to the walking trail, we've dug out a bunch of dirt there and hauled in a bunch of stone to actually base that road.
Okay.
I think you're talking about paving.
Yeah, paving.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was talking about the base part.
Yeah. I'm talking about because we talked about that last year, doing it, but we decided not to do it.
Yeah.
And but since we're getting closer, it might be, and then.
Well, I think those are all negotiating topics to have more conversations with him. I know he's reeling from the curb and gutter in the entire addition and the sidewalks, and I said that area plan, that's going to be deal breaker area plan level, not to mention the town level. So a major subdivision can't go in without, like I said, that one section going through the park. That I said that was the only section I mentioned that would probably remain what I call sheet drainage. So just because there's nowhere with the wells that close, there's nowhere to go. We're not really having an issue with the 53s being there now, which is considered impervious surface. So I said that was the only section I mentioned that could stay sheet drainage. Anything in your housing addition would have to be curb and gutter and sidewalks. So I think he was seeing a lot of investment there. But the good news is he's still moving. He's not stopped. He's
done it before, and I'm sure he's had the same situation.
Well, this is actually his first municipal development. Most of them are country, like that map he showed you is
that
rural development.
Yeah.
Where some of those he's not even paving the street. He's putting in a gravel lot or lane. He's splitting the lots off with surveyors and just selling the lots off. Well and septic, they can put their own stuff in. So this would be his first. Admittedly, he's told me this, that it would be his first one that he's done that would be a municipal development. That's why he's got a lot of questions for Liz and making sure he gets his conceptual, make sure it's even going to be feasible for him to do it.
So he's going to have to raise the price of the lots.
Yeah, well, and the longer he waits, the worse that's going to get, unfortunately. I did skip over one thing that was just kind of a public service announcement and a compliment. The guys have been really trying to keep up with the leaves.
Good job, guys.
I noticed he's even here one day on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So
I noticed at 8 a.m. on Sunday.
Blaine
right by my house. It's awesome.
Blaine Yagi, who helps us on the weekends, acquired his CDL. So Blaine has been working Saturdays and Sundays, and that's a huge value. So that's CDL drivers are hard enough to find, as we know. So he's been helping out on the weekends to fill those gaps. He'll be here again this weekend to try to pick up leaves. So the second part of that is I try not to get too wrapped up around the mulching of leaves, but I do feel it necessary to give an analogy about how the truck operates. When people get upset about seeing half of the stuff that's being picked up coming out the top of the truck. So for a farmer, picking up regular leaves, let's say, is like harvesting corn. And picking up mulched leaves, it'd be like trying to harvest mustard seed. The truck's not designed for that. So that's why when you see the truck and everybody gets all upset about this stuff coming out the top of the truck, we tell you not to, that's why we tell you not to mulch the leaves. because that's from my angle. I'll pick them up, knowing, as long as I told you, and that's your only option. Because I've had people yell at me saying, "Well, that's my only option." I'm like, I just want you to understand, I'm not going to be able to hold all that in the truck. Part of it's going out because the screens in the truck are not designed for that, and to swap screens out every time we need to. Oh, I gotta go pick up leaves now. I gotta swap out this $1,500 set of screens so I can capture all that mulched up leaves, and it's just not feasible. So that's. I know Sean gets frustrated. I know the guys get frustrated, and it makes the truck has to work harder to pick them up usually because there's usually grass mixed in there with them. So now you're revving the truck up higher to produce more vacuum, which is now just going to shoot the stuff out even worse.
They may not come out instantly. They may come out at the neighbors.
Yeah.
Down the street at the other neighbors.
Who needs mulch?
Can we just not pick up mulched leaves anymore?
Well, like I said, the previous take I've had with it is we'll come by and pick them up, but when you start yelling at us, saying it came out the top of the truck, well, I don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah.
So that's been my take, but I've kind of let it lay for a while, so it was probably, now that we have YouTube and everything, it's probably worth bringing up again. Just this is why we prefer not to pick up mulch leaves. So
I can't remember, that wasn't advertised in the newsletter, was it? I mean, about the dates of when we were going to pick up.
yeah, it's in the fall
but,
newsletter out there.
But did it talk about
yes, it does
accepting
talk
mulching?
about please don't mulch.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, mulch leaves and grass and things like that.
Okay.
So if it's just the leaves, yeah, we're going to lose them. When they mix the grass in, that makes it even worse because then the grass is heavier, so we got to rev the truck up higher to pick it up, and that's when it really gets bad. So, and that's why it bothers me because if I'm running the truck, I can see it. I mean, I can see the sprinkles coming down around me, and then the people are looking at me like, "What'd you do that for?" And I'm like, "This is why I don't want you to do that because the truck is not designed to do that." So, anyway, sorry, but
No problem.
Wanted to bring that up. So
I did notice, I'll ask a question. You had mentioned, because I read all the stuff you sent to us, about doing a long-term plan. Is that something you would do, or you have to have someone come in and do that?
on.
Well, you was talking about in the stuff you had for Klein Peter, I think.
Oh, the support letter, he wanted a support letter from me saying why we needed this plan. So I wrote that. That was just like a 2-page letter. The other one is basically the beginnings of a book. Klein Peter asked for a timeline, which he didn't, to be fair to him, he did not ask for what I ended up doing. But as I started doing it, it's like, well, once again, like the phone call I made about that water line the other day. I mean, if there had been some sort of book I could have went to and said, hey, this year we put this water line in this place. And so I started, and then once I got it done, I think that's like 16 pages. Then I realized
very involved. Yes.
Yeah.
It was very interesting too.
I didn't include the paving history. Well, because that's not utility related. So I was like, oh, now I got to go back and put that in.
You mentioned there about you like to do a long-term plan.
Well, that was supporting the plan that you're applying.
Okay.
Basically, because if you remember, I was resistant to it because of I used the quote, I get sick of plans that tell me where to put a shovel, but they don't put a shovel in the ground. So we're spending money on, and the arrogant side of me, ditch digger, or whatever you want to call it, is I got all these projects, sitting on my desk that I want to get done, and I want to put the shovel here. So we're going to spend $100,000 on telling me where to put the shovel. But realistically, if something happened to me, something happened to Sean, there better be something in writing. And so I'd be a hypocrite if I said, don't do the plan. You need the plan. You need something that's, and you need another set of eyes that confirms what I think is the right projects or the right projects. So that was the general idea. If you remember, like I said, a year ago, I was kind of resistant to this master plan because we did a master plan on the water in 2020. We've never done one on the wastewater, and that's kind of what in the document I allude to. We've been so reactive on the wastewater because of IDM and EPA, but we've never done a master plan on the wastewater. So it's probably time. So after Klein Peter was very helpful in that. I think Ben even talked to me about it. I was like, okay, and then you're looking at $10,000 out of pocket. That was the kicker. So you're only $10,000 out of pocket. You get another set of eyes. You get a master plan. It's written. in a way that supports funding opportunities with SRF. It's also going to support the GIS system because Strand, well, I don't think you were at that meeting. You were at that meeting. And then, of course, Ben's not here now. Strand, that was one of their selling points, is they're going to take a lot of the GPS data we had and basically help create our GIS system with this master plan. The other ones we interviewed didn't offer that right off the bat. Except for maybe BF&S had a little bit in there, but so yeah, that was a big selling point with Strand. We're also required. Another tipping point for me was we're also going to be required to do an asset management plan. I think that was through the state legislature for our water and wastewater. This grant will help get us what they say. They told us in that meeting 80%.
Oh.
It'll get us about 80% of that asset management that you would have had to separately pay for. Well, now we're going to kind of get that all mixed together with our master plan. So there was a lot of things that I can easily admit that I was wrong to push back against it. So.
Okay, all right. There was something else we was going to have to vote on here, wasn't there?
Yes.
Talked about a minute ago. What was that?
So I have two things. I think we should do a motion to accept the easement that was for the stop sign granted by the county commissioners, and then I will need one of you to sign it. Take your pick. I will then notarize it, which I didn't bring my stamp, so I will stamp it when I get back to the office, but I will fill in all of my information. We are receiving an easement from a point in the center of Delphi Road directly south of the southwest corner of Maud Drive. And it's going to run 22 feet south to the cemetery fence. From there, run 60 feet east parallel to the cemetery fence, a width of 22 feet. So basically, we're getting a 22 by 60 strip that will give us plenty of space to put the stop sign in, to then maintain around the stop sign. Chad is already maintaining that roadway. It's already on his inventory, road inventory, so that's the one. So this just makes it official so we can put the stop sign in. It's already been, it's already been adopted by the county commissioners. They already voted on it. I have two of their signatures. Jordan Brewer, who's the president of the council, was not at that meeting, but he is actually coming to our office next week to sign something. So Alicia was going to send him an email on my behalf and ask if he would be willing to sign this as well, just so that we have all signatures on there. From here, once you guys have signed this and we're good to go with that, we will record this easement. That officially puts it on, court, or not on court, but on the county, recorder's record, and it will be documented, and then from there next week or next month, we can do the actual easement.
We just need to vote on the
the
easement.
Yep.
Approve the easement.
Yep.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve. That's right. We're to approve the easement on Maud Drive, across from the cemetery. For the stop sign we want to put in. Delphi, yes, it's Delphi Road, Delphi, whatever it is.
Delphi Road.
Do I have a second? Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
It's passed. Okay.
Who wants to be the guy to sign it?
Don't make any difference.
Don't stand. Okay. Then I will have you fill out that information right there, and then I'll take care of the second page, which is where I'll notarize it. Kind of bittersweet. I feel like this is the first thing that I started working on. I remember my very first meeting. Bob brought an easement for you guys to vote on, but we couldn't vote on it. We don't have a vote.
Hopefully that works for you. What I put down there.
That's short. Okay. So what's today? The 11th.
Mm-hmm. Veterans Day.
Do you have anything else for us then?
I do. So the next thing up will be the salary ordinance.
Okay.
And this is the one where what I ended up doing was I didn't change anything about the pay rates. In here, I just changed where we did the health insurance. I left out Ed's reimbursement. So I went ahead and added it as a second line item in here. Okay, so this is the page where it talks about health and retirement benefits. This is where we're spelling out medical insurance for the people that are going to be covered under the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. But then we get over here to medical insurance Marshall reimbursement is what I have called it. So I will let you guys read it, but I just basically said we're going to cover the entire cost approximately being $250 a month, and the what funds it's coming out of, because I don't really feel like that belongs with the health insurance chart. I feel like that's its own separate thing, because let's be honest, if Ed's not the town marshal, I don't know that we're going to have this exact category later on for someone else. It will fall somewhere else, I'm imagining.
I'll read that. Pretty simple.
Like I said, that can change with the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's the same except for what she
I think I put in there so that so long as
Marshall
it is
reimbursement.
like available to you at a reasonable cost or something like that.
Because that was left out of the original
Because
one.
obviously, if
Everything
it's
else is
cheaper
the
for
Everything
people
else is the same,
to
yeah.
come from the town, then
Sure.
you know, that makes sense. And I think I only had it slated for 2 council signatures. I apologize. I didn't know you were going to be an addition.
So just one page to sign.
Yep. Are you ready for the process first, though?
Yeah.
We gotta officially adopt the ordinance. I know. Okay. First, we need a motion to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Motion to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Jeff, I
This
had
is
some
the first time
second.
I knew that.
Let's
That's why I
read.
did that.
It's the first time you've done it.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay. Now we just need someone to
I
read
second it.
I don't even know what I'm putting. Suspend what and read by title? Suspend
rules.
rules and read by title only.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Now we just need someone to read the title,
Salary ordinance.
and it will be number 2506, I think.
I think that's safe.
Perfect. Now, we need a motion to suspend the rules and approve on first and second reading.
Don't we already have the rules suspended?
Different set of rules. More rules!
Motion to suspend the rules and
Approve one.
approve on first and second reading.
I second that motion.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Beautiful. Now, we need... Oh, sorry.
Serene motions to suspend rules and read notes.
Approve.
Approve on first and
First and
second,
second
reading.
reading.
Got it.
Now, a motion to officially approve on first and second reading.
Did we just do that?
Quit asking that. Just
Okay, I make a motion that we approve this salary ordinance on the first and second reading.
Seconded.
Second.
Third.
All in favor?
Aye.
Beautiful.
Now can I sign?
Yes, now you can sign.
Okay.
So many rules, so many suspensions of rules. I think everything else that I
You were
had.
left off of this, Jeff, because she didn't do this.
I'm sorry,
No, I knew
Jeff. Yeah, I think then everything else that I had, we've kind of already discussed. I will let Phil know to go ahead and do the title search for the donated ground once we have the resolution back. Yeah, I need to get back with Liz on the Kirkhoff development. We've got the stop sign stuff really rolling. I'm going to reach out to Bob and see what he had for the stop sign easement, because Brooke, you don't have a copy of that, do you? By
No.
chance? Okay. Then I will reach out to Bob and get that confirmed. But otherwise, that was all I had.
Okay, Brooke.
Okay, I have the oath of office. Do we need to do this now? We're good. Next month we have 2 meetings. I don't care, but it expires
For who? All of us?
for me,
Oh, for you.
for Sarah and I, no, just for me. This is for Sarah and I's bonds.
Okay.
And be signed by you three.
That just need notarized.
This is the how we did it with Bob. So maybe if I sign it, then you take it, notarize it. I
Yeah.
don't know. Or you can figure it out and bring them back
Yeah. Let's do that.
next month, and we'll do it.
Let's do that. If that
So
works
do you
for
want copies of any of this?
Just let me take one copy of it. I'm guessing we'll just because it expires at the end of
Yeah, it says on here
December.
12/31/26.
So because my thought process is it probably only
This
is
is
really
26. Is this good for 2 years?
No, that is Bob's. That's when Bob's commission as a
Oh,
notary
his commission
expires.
expires.
My
Okay.
because so my thought is that your oath of office is probably only good for
Year.
1 year.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it today and then have to do it again next November.
Yeah.
I'd rather just do it at our year-end meeting.
That's
Personally,
fine. That's another thing. It's a good segue. Year-end meeting. We can do it. Where's my little post-it notes? I wrote dates on there. We can do them on. Oh, you can pass these around too while we're at it. That's the accounts payable voucher summary. Is Jeff on here? I think he is. Yes, he is. He's on both of these.
Is this just one?
And allowance dockets. There's,
Oh, you need signatures here?
yeah,
Okay.
that's the same. That's the voucher you sign for all the vouchers that go out on
Okay.
on the month, and then these are the pays, allowance dockets for payroll.
Okay. Because these people like to get paid.
Yeah. Well, they already got paid. You're saying that. So we need to do a year-end meeting. I looked on the schedule when my kid doesn't have basketball or there's nothing else that I know that's going on. I know it's very selfish of me, but I'm the one picking the date, so
This
I picked.
has been Kellogg on it.
Okay.
Gonna fix that real quick. Okay.
Just have Jeff sign it, and I'll have
Yeah,
Sarah
this one is okay.
type it in.
Okay. Yeah, these
I had her take this.
You do one, I'll do the
Oh. What? That's Jeff Serene right there. Where did I just scroll out? Were there two signers? Oh, because she took the old signer. There. The back page has Jeff Serene.
Okay.
But so you need to re-sign it because you signed that one. Okay. So year-end meeting. We'll have our normal meeting on the second Tuesday of December. Then we need to have another meeting.
Yeah.
I threw out 12/18 and 12/22. Also 12/23 would work. I know we're getting close to Christmas, but there might be some other days that work, but there weren't very many. I don't know what you guys have going on. So kick around those dates. And we don't have to meet at 6:30. We can meet earlier.
do you all need me to attend that?
In theory, it's mainly transfers, right?
Yeah. So does she need to be here for transfers? Not really, but we need to do that oath then the regular scheduled meeting if you're not here on that date.
Okay.
Is 4:30 an issue if we did it? Okay. We can do it we don't have to do it at 4:30. I'm just saying we can do it earlier because we used to not be able to because Ben had to work. So I don't know what works for you guys, but if earlier works for you.
Well, yes and no.
Okay. Okay, we got the bonds. The other thing I wanted to talk about, not at length, but we've had an alarming amount of people come in and want relief from their water bills for watering grass because we're in a drought season, which we all understand, but the problem is they're coming in after we've already paid taxes on the bills, and they want, their wastewater taken off of it which on some of the bills has been over $100, but we've paid taxes. So not knowing there needs to be an adjustment before the fact. Like if I fill my pool, I call Sarah and let her know I'm filling my pool. She told me that before I even worked here, that I need to do that. So she knew ahead of time there was going to be an adjustment. She could keep an eye on it and see what my usage was and then adjust it in real time or before it's paid. And we ask that everybody do that. If you're watering your lawn or power washing or whatever you want relief from, you let us know before the bill comes out and the bill's paid. Not everybody does that, and I think because they don't know, and then they come up after they've been billed and said, well, my bill's $300 because they're not getting the summer sprinkling credit. And when that goes away, they're not prepared for it. But we're now into November and relieving people from the summer sprinkling credit. So as a board, I'm just asking that you guys maybe come up with we don't have to make it an ordinance. I'm not asking that, just something a little more cut and dry. And I told Sarah we could do a better job of letting
people know.
Yeah, letting them know that this is going to go June's bill, June, July, August.
Mm-hmm. That's what Norma's been saying.
And then we've extended it both years I've been here through September. But which is paid in October, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting bills that are paid in November and they're wanting relief.
So they're wanting relief clear into October.
Yeah.
Which we really cut it off
in
September.
And I know it's Indiana and our weather's crazy and you guys might want to offer that at some point. So that's why I'm like, if it's an ordinance, then we can't. But we just need to find a way to reach the public and tell them, we're not going to do this after the bill's already been paid and we've paid taxes on, the bill. So, well, we are, but we don't want to. We want to cut that down.
Next year, in that spring newsletter we send out,
Yeah.
let's put something in there
Yeah.
Where people say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And so that we do know beforehand would help. And also say, the cutoff date is
cutoff date would be
certain
good.
date, unless we extend it. If we
Yeah.
extend it, then it'd be for 30 days maximum.
Okay.
After that, tough.
Yeah.
I just think I had my house power washed. Can I go back a couple months and get
Sally, we are going on. It's almost 9:00. We ain't got time for this.
Can't even joke around.
I'll see. No, you can't. I'll talk to Sarah and see if we can adjust your next bill.
I remember
Joking. We're not doing that. Okay. But kick that around. We can talk about it another time. We don't need to do anything until obviously the spring newsletter goes out. But we need to come up. We need to come up with something better than, because it's frustrating a little bit having people come up and adjust enough.
Yeah. Or we just not extend it.
I mean, we don't have to. It's but it is a courtesy.
Yeah.
And we want everyone's yard looking nice.
I
But
think you said that some towns don't even offer that.
Yeah,
correct?
I can attest to Frankfurt not offering it.
Yeah.
Did we decide on a date for our last meeting in December? I mean, we kind of need to decide.
Does anybody want to decide on that right now? You can, or we can email each other later, or whatever. On a date.
What the dates did you like? The 18th?
Mm-hmm.
What days those fall on?
18th and 22nd. 18th, is that a Monday?
It's a Thursday.
No, it's Thursday.
And 22nd is a Monday.
Yeah, when it was a Monday.
And you guys have done them in the middle, or previous boards have done them in the middle of the day, not necessarily after.
Yeah, we're all retired.
So fun.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, because you have to advertise that. So, I mean.
Oh.
I mean, any of those days really works for me.
All right.
You just have to set a time if you want to set it.
Let's do it the 18th. That way, if something happens, if somebody's sick or whatever, then we still have the 22nd or 23rd to fall back on.
Okay, what time? 4:00?
Yep.
Does that work?
Yep.
That sounds all good.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Okay, so I'll bring the turkey.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Okay. Brooke, are you done then?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have anything else you want to add for the good of the cause? Hopefully
Next time,
not.
can we just have hot chocolate when it goes this way?
You want to bring it? No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, no problem. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank goodness.
Made it.
50. I'll do 40.
So, well, the last meeting, we was only here for
Yeah, this is
45 minutes.
You like a little
That's unusual, though.
So,
Well, Chad wasn't here.
so we sat down in it. And I was like,
Right.
oh, this is, I mean, it would be nice having this. But I wouldn't
Well, don't get me
sure.
wrong.
You look
I
good
would,
in it.
I would
You
love
look
it.
good.
It was a little bigger. This was
Yeah.
a little bigger,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
it is.
Well, then I was
it's on
thinking,
wheels.
wheels on wheels.
Yeah.
There's two of them, so I thought, well, you can do both of those. Yeah.
Where'd you get those?
If you,
Well,
Uh,
marketplace. You
yeah.
got them on marketplace.
35 a piece. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't talk about the chairs.
No, I told him let's not talk about it because I got some. Check these out. Stanimal.
Okay.
Holy cow. So this lady had, she's an indie. Well, so marketplace. Yeah. Okay, so she's sending me videos. So she had these Herman Millers that are pricey. And then we got to talking.
Thank
and
you
she
for putting
had
up the chairs. You
these
didn't even do that.
for
Oh,
$119.
thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
They have arms. They go up, down, side to side. So if you're bigger, you can extend the arms out. If you're smaller, you can suck them into your sides. They have a tilt, which we don't need a tilt, but they have a tilt. Oh, they have an extender here. So this extends out, and then they have the up down. So they're cheaper than any of those.
Yeah.
He's talking about chairs.
Oh, is this the individual that has these?
She has a business.
The one I saw
Oh, okay.
was sitting here.
Are they new?
Yeah.
Well,
They're not
they're
safe.
used, but
And then-
she said she
and then you
has.
can see it's-
They look. I mean, you can zoom in. There's.
I had a guy
I
in
said they
college
can't have
bought it,
stains.
bought a used
She said she
Gremlin
put
for
new arms on a lot of them.
Driver's seat.
I told her we only need 6, so if she did 6, she could get 6 with new arms. I'm not saying we
Like
should
that
get.
scene
I'm
in
just saying
Trainspotting,
this.
automobile
I haven't done a
drive.
whole
You
lot.
mess
So
with
I've
that,
been
you're
doing
gonna
bank
break
reconciliation
Yeah.
the last couple of days, so I have not had a whole lot of. She's showing the different things here.
She got those, that red one there, or the one behind
How they
it.
swivel in and out.
Really?
Well, as soon as they come up with it, she said I could take that one because I want it back. And if I'm dirty, from maybe out in the
Yeah.
field,
It has the
I get
two.
that chair dirty. All I gotta do is take it out in the shop,
Yeah.
clean it up, let it dry, bring it back in the office again.
Yeah.
It's not
Whereas
stolen
these
material.
type
Oh, it
chairs, I
has-
get them dirty. They're gonna be
Well, she has a lot of them, so I doubt it.
That's exciting, right?
She has the Herman Miller
Well,
too.
I
I
mean,
mean, unless she's
She
just.
got
I don't know
good
if
deal
chairs
on
are really
them.
that hot of a
But she bought
commodity.
two of them, 'cause
My
she's gonna
kids
have
talk to
Sarah
them.
to use the other one.
Maybe
Sarah
they're
doesn't like it.
I can tell that would be expensive.
I like it. It doesn't
Those
look
are really
comfortable
nice,
until
but
you
those
sit
are
like in it. Yeah,
Those are Herman
Good
Millers, and
chairs
those
are
are
cheap.
No, that's true.
So I told.
Yeah.
So the hope was.
It is what it
did
is.
get ones like
Yeah.
that.
No,
They
I-
just be
I
black.
can't.
Retiring?
So, she offered for me to take that one.
So I don't know. That's just what I found today. It was late. As you can see, it was.
Then I'll take that chair.
I was
said,
chatting
"Nobody
with
else
her
wants
and
it. I want it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's mine. I got to think of mine.
it was later
We
this
did that
afternoon.
building over there, so I've got that one.
And that was a new conversation I had going. So
6, 7 years
I don't
ago.
know. There's nice ones
I'm gonna
out
try
there
to-
you can get
Shoot.
if you want them to last a long time, or we
Oh,
can
okay.
go
Well,
with
so
these.
this
Well, I
year,
think
so give
You
you
can
an
have them
idea.
a few years. I think.
If you're going,
It would be
Friday.
better to me if we
Okay.
could find them like
So it is
that
a
don't.
I'd rather have something that would last.
Yeah.
Because
Same.
the thing is, you buy something that lasts for 4 years, well then the price of whatever you run by, that's higher yet.
Right.
You end up spending more in the long run.
We upgrade.
So, I mean,
We
If
just
it-
play it back.
Just give me a little bit more
Well, you
time.
said she's got my number, so
Yeah.
you know, make sure you get my number. 'Cause I didn't have your email, otherwise I would have sent some of the stuff to you.
I'm sure if you went to Smith office, that would probably be
Yeah.
more expensive,
I know.
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, send me your
I
email.
think
Probably.
Turn off the camera.
She forwarded
And the thing is, if I get off that gal, there's not gonna be a warranty with it.
If it works out,
Well,
Yeah.
If it does go wrong,
So because you're retiring, you're.
But I can also write a letter to you guys saying I want to carry 40
So,
hours over.
I
which
keep my
is
healthcare,
like I might
but
do that. But, I was
could
going to try to
change.
take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
when we